Hey everyone, let's talk a little bit about compensation. So one of the ways that I talk to people about compensation is I use Tic Tac Toe. So if you're going to do the one-on-one with somebody, it's kind of the last thing that you will show them when you're finishing the one-on-one, barring the extra slide. So you really need to know this because sometimes you really can't use a PowerPoint. You're going to need to maybe draw it out on a piece of paper. So the concept's called tic-tac-toe. I think you'll see why. So let's open up the computer and get right to it. When you're showing this slide, you really need to press the next button and say, okay, great, stay with me. There's a lot of things here on this slide, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. But if you look here, you see the ST, that stands for spare time. The PT stands for part-time. The FT stands for full-time. So in our business, if your spare time, that's really about a 1 to 20 hour a week commitment. Then you're about a training associate level, which is 25% contract level. You're looking at making somewhere between $10,000 and $20,000 a year spare time. You've got a part-time opportunity with us. That's 20 to 40 hours a week. That's more of like a marketing director contract, which is a 50% commission level. At that point, you're looking at a $50,000 to $60,000 a year part-time income. Now, I would say that's probably not bad for 20 to 40 hours. And I have a lot of people here in this office that are doing exactly that. Finally, there's the full-time, the FT. That's 40 hours plus per week. And at this point, you're on your own business and you're full-time. You're a senior marketing director, which is what we put down here as an SMD, at a 65% contract level, plus bonuses. So you should be making, as a senior marketing director in this firm, $100,000 a year plus. So Mr. and Mrs. Smith, where do you see yourself falling in this categories? So I use an assumptive close there, and I just say to them, hey, where do you see yourself falling in these categories? And I literally look at them and just wait. One of the things that you need to know is whoever speaks first loses. So people do not like uncomfortable silence. So I literally will say, where do you see yourself falling here? I'm assuming. If they see themselves not falling in at all, they'll simply say, guess what? They'll say, no, I'm not interested in this. I love what I do. I'm very happy with what I'm doing. Then you can go back to, and here's why I made you use the circle. Here's why I told you it was the most important thing to do. If they say, no, I'm not interested, you can go right back to, hey, earlier in the meeting, you mentioned to me that it would be worth another 30 minutes of your time to find out how to lower your taxes and get out of debt. Let's set that appointment up. So that's a way for you to get back to the original appointment that you locked in early on. But let's say for a minute they say, yeah, I could see myself doing something part-time or spare time. Guess what? If you just moved on and said, hey, this is the tic-tac-toe, this is what it looks like, any questions? They're going to say no. By using the assumptive close here and just saying, where do you see yourself fitting in? Either they're going to say nowhere or they're going to sign something. They're going to circle something or they're going to say something. And they're going to say, yes, I see myself fitting in here. You're going to say, great. Let's talk about how to get started and how to move forward. This is how you use tic-tac-toe. I hope that you study it, that you watch it, that you make it your own, and that you use it in person with your new people.